Hello everyone, so I am Aya the Alien. If you haven't watched my first video, watch my first video. If you haven't watched my first video, you will not understand anything that I am about to say. And I understand. Today I'm supposed to talk about diet and health. But I'm not going to talk about that just yet. I want to get just a bit more popularity, some popularity at all, before I start talking about that. So, instead, I'm going to describe Klugation. Alright. I brought it up yesterday, made the word randomly, and I didn't really go into it because I was planning on saving it for a bit, but I've decided I'm not going to leave you on a cliffhanger, right? I'm not an idiot. Who stopped at a cliffhanger? Friggin' Heroes or whatever, some stupid show. Doesn't matter. Right? So, it pisses people off. I'm just going to go right into it. And we're going to start off today with a little story. Today's story is that of the least clugative human to ever live. That with his comparative intelligence, at least. You'll see what I mean. William James Sidis was born into a rich family, or at least a well-off one. And he looked good. He was attractive, you know, of course. He was well-built. And he had an IQ of 300. As he went through his youth, he decided to learn new languages. After all, he was already reading the New York Times by 2 years old. But for some reason, the languages that he decided to learn weren't exactly useful ones, but instead ones that he randomly found interesting, such as Turkish, Greek, Hebrew, Russian. You get it. He even made his own pointless language, which, to be honest, isn't overall very good. But no matter. The man was set to be able to do absolutely whatever he wanted. He had it all. And what did he decide to do with these superhuman abilities? Well, he decided to skip his entire childhood, his making of friends or loved ones, and graduate Harvard at 11 years old. He went on to telling speeches and such. Really, they were quite boring and dumb. Most of them just to show off his intelligence. But he soon, after going insane due to the fact that he had literally wasted his entire childhood, was incapable of becoming truly successful. Of course, he's not like he was banging any college chicks at the age of 11 or 10 or whenever he was in college. So, he kind of passed everything right by and never got to enjoy any of it. Of course, that's his fault. He wasn't very clugative. And what I mean by this clugative, if you haven't watched the second video I made, is simply how rational he was. Because he didn't seem to make decisions in individual rationality, as I explained, for his own pleasure. He made them simply stupidly. And this led to his life being catastrophic. He became a recluse, trying to escape the press. He went insane, started doing menial street labor, so wasn't very successful. He never even had a single romantic interest in his entire life. No friends. He suffered pretty much continuously. He went on to trying to anonymously, failed to anonymously, hope that's not me, anonymously publish some stuff. We just talked about a bunch of random stuff such as Native American history and things that he didn't really specialize in. Really, the mutation that made him an absolute genius was never passed on to any children. He was genetically and evolutionarily a failure. So make sure to be clugative. Worry about your happiness. If worrying about other people, caring for other people, doing charity, that makes you happy, go ahead and do it. But if working out in a gym, weightlifting, If that makes you suffer, it destroys your body, creates new muscles, which, of course, take even more nutrients from your already nutrient-deficient modern body. I'll get into that in my next video. If such is the case, then really, you should not be doing it. Most the same with many other things. Don't focus on pointless schooling if it isn't making you happy and you have other choices. Really, you should be making the choices that make you happy. Those are the most clugative. Those are the most rational. Clugative in itself doesn't just mean rationality, otherwise I would just be saying rational. Instead, it means more of using intelligence for rational behavior. You need to have high intelligence to make decisions like these. For example, an ant cannot really be clugative, because they already really are. Pretty much all wild animals with high instincts make only clugative decisions. Of course, some things like ants can't really feel pleasure. I'm not even sure. Which, of course, is the only thing that matters, as I've already explained. And so at that level, they simply work by instinct. But something like a deer, it knows what it's doing. It wouldn't, follow a politician deer, It wouldn't do any of that bullshit. It listens to its senses. And so should you. Make rational decisions and be clugative. Well, I'll get into more of that later. So, just want to let you know, if you have a low intelligence or something, that really doesn't matter very much if you know how to use it. Unlike William James Sidis, the low Klugation man. Goodbye, everyone.